Hello everyone, I'm Ashley Reeb and I will be reviewing my Wicked Problem artifact. In this assignment, you will see 3 topics from this course that are directly applicable to my Wicked Problem. I'll also review what my Wicked Problem is. Additionally, I'll dive into these topics and why these best address my problem, and then additionally I'll offer one unique idea relating to these models and theories that I bring up that could potentially help my Wicked Problem. I'm excited to share this with you today. So let's begin. What is my wicked problem? So to review, my wicked problem is looking to improve the environmental factors in cocoa farming and reduce the poverty in the cocoa supply chain. I currently work for the Hershey Company as a data analyst. I was able to realize the true need that's existing in the cocoa supply chain. From the bottom with the farmers all the way through the supply chain, there's a wicked problem. So my focus will be on creating a sustainable farming solution for the farmers to positively impact the candy industry. As I will go through, my wicked problem is going to be focused on the sustainability impact, and from the National Sustainability Agriculture Coalition, that's described as an integrated system of plant and animal production practices having a site-specific application that will, over the long term, satisfy human food and fiber needs, make the most efficient use of non-renewable resources, and then sustain the economic viability of farm operations. So why is this a wicked problem? As you can tell already, there is a big problem with the sustainability of the current cocoa industry farming, and that is coming from its impact to the environment. So the farming of cacao is disastrous to the environment. From my research, where cacao is made, which is the Ivory Coast, they have lost 80% of its forest in the past 5 decades due to the farming of cacao. Cacao trees thrive in rainforests where there's plenty of humidity and rain, and so many trees have been cleared out for those cacao farming trees, and so that has been disastrous to the environment. Now, additionally, besides that, there's other layers to this wicked problem. The other layer is the poverty in the farming community. So farmers are left in poverty despite making the key product that many of us enjoy, which is chocolate. So for my research, understanding more of the supply chain within the cocoa industry, the farmers really are at the very bottom of the totem pole and have no leverage in price negotiations, and so poverty is what they're mostly stuck with since they are dealing with middlemen and only have really one person that will buy their beans, and then those beans will be off and away. So they're often forced to take lower rates than normal. So these 2 main issues will be my focus going forward, the disastrous environmental impact and then the poverty cycle that exists in the cocoa industry. So for the first topic that I will be using from this course to address my wicked problem would be the expectancy theory. So this describes the cognitive process that employees go through to make choices among different voluntary responses. And for my wicked problem, the real big first step is just having organizations and their employees realize the benefits that could come with solving these negative environmental factors and poverty that exist within the cocoa industry. And as our textbook explains, you'll be more motivated to work on the assignment if you're confident that trying hard will allow you to complete it successfully. So practically, with my wicked problem, companies, their employees will be more motivated to work towards a solution if they know they can complete it and it will benefit them. To dive more into how this could help solve my wicked problem, I was able to see that with a high level of effort, there's more successful performance. With successful performance, there's more positive outcomes. And then with the value of outcomes, that normally equals the value of performance. So at a corporate level, for my wicked problem, the corporate chocolate manufacturers, if they can be empowered and educated on how their efforts could lead to successful performances, aka solving the wicked problem, or how solving the wicked problem could equal positive outcomes, and then if their strong outcomes equal strong performance, they can be able to see the effort that needs to go into solving the wicked problem, and then the positive impact that will happen once they solve or begin to solve the wicked problem. So with this, one of my ideas would be having an educational program for leaders. So really first educating them on how their effort towards solving this issue could really benefit their business. So they could have more cacao be produced, they could have more sustainable business models, and they could have higher corporate social responsibility and have a better image with the consumers. So the next topic that I thought would be applicable to my wicked problem from this course is goal setting theory. So to review, goal setting theory views goals as the primary drivers of the intensity and persistence of effort. And goals are defined as the objective or aim of an action and typically refer to attaining a specific standard of proficiency and then often within any specific time limit. So additionally, with goal setting theory, there's some other things on the checklist, which is having specific and difficult self-set goals, having a high intensity of effort, a high persistence of effort, and then having strong task strategy. And then along with goal setting theory is the theory of moderators, which affects the strength of the relationship between the variables in the goal. So the one moderator is feedback, the other is task complexity, and the last is goal commitment. For how this could help solve my wicked problem, goal setting theory boiled down is extremely critical for my wicked problem and also critical to solve any problem because the importance of goal setting is creating smart goals that your team can focus on, be aligned to, and be driven by. So first, companies that can create a goal for my wicked problem would be perhaps helping limit businesses and interactions that are non-environmentally friendly or create ways to farm more environmentally conscious. These goals would definitely put a focus on solving the wicked problem. But the first thing is to first educate companies to realize the harmful environmental impact, and then second, create those tangible SMART goals. So SMART goals is an acronym for being specific, measurable, achievable, results-based, and time-sensitive. Or you can see another variation on the side, which is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based goals. And as I mentioned, goal setting is critical to solve any problem, no matter what, and I'll explain that in a bit. As I was saying, goal setting truly works to first start tackling your problem, no matter what it is, and especially for wicked problems. Like I mentioned, I would suggest my wicked problem be including goal setting, especially with the chocolate manufacturers to create SMART goals surrounding solving the wicked problem. But to dive into why goal setting works, there's been so much research done about why it's so important to set a goal. There's an article by Forbes I was able to summarize it with some certain call-outs, which I'll speak on here. So the first is that goals trigger behavior. Having a clear, compelling goal mobilizes your focus towards actionable behavior. The second is that goals guide your focus. When you set a goal, you naturally direct your attention towards the next step, and as a result, you lead yourself in the right direction. And the third is that goals sustain momentum. Just as a snowball grows in size as it's rolled down a hill, momentum works the same way. So the goal setting theory would be critical for not only my wicked problem, but I believe others due to the strength that comes behind goal setting and the critical power that goal setting has when addressing problems. In case you didn't know, many candy and chocolate manufacturers are international or have international business, and that would be another layer to my wicked problem. So when I'm thinking about goal setting, that could be an international solve for my wicked problem as well. So according to our textbook, internationally, there are some universals when it comes to motivation. In my opinion, the type of goals for my wicked problem should be group-wide and team-focused where applicable. The rewards should be appropriate based on each group's SMART goals. Participation should be surface level when it's group-wide, but then more concentrated in the groups that are directly involved in the goals and activities. And lastly, the feedback should be collected in the appropriate manner based on the organizational culture. So this will be varying across all the confection companies that would like to solve the wicked problem. And as you can see on the right, there's many of the top 10 that have headquarters internationally. Only 3 are in the US. Another topic that I can use from this course to apply to my wicked problem would be the theory and topic of psychological empowerment. So psychological empowerment represents a form of intrinsic motivation in that merely performing the work task serves as its own reward and supplies many of the intrinsic outcomes. So there are 4 concepts in the model of psychological empowerment. There's meaningfulness, self-determination, competence, and impact. The 2 that I'll speak on that I'll use for my wicked problem in particular will be meaningfulness and impact. Meaningfulness is the value of work goal or purpose relative to the person's own ideals and passions, and an impact is the sense that a person's actions make a difference. Both of these will come into play when helping solve my wicked problem. So how could psychological empowerment help solve my wicked problem? I believe if companies, organizations could create psychological empowerment that either fix or slow down the environmental distress or create more meaningfulness within the organizations, that could be a great solve. Just by creating more meaningfulness and impact, employees would feel more positive about where the goods are coming from and then their overall image of the company and their work. So one idea would be doing lunch and learns in these manufacturers and companies about the wicked problem and how their company is working towards a solution. By having those lunch and learns, not only would the employees be educated, but they also be empowered, knowing that their work is really helping and they are helping create a more sustainable cocoa industry. With that, I would like to thank you for listening to my Wicked Problem Artifact. These are my references, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much.